apologize. We printed about 20 agendas, and so you have to share. We're going to be moving public comment to the beginning of the meeting. Prior to this, have some public comment guidelines to present to the board. First of all, this is a township board meeting. You are allowed by law to observe the proceedings of this meeting. You have the opportunity by law to make public comment. However, no other public comments are allowed during the proceedings of the meeting unless they are authorized by the supervisor, who is the chairperson of this meeting. The individual giving public comment will stand before the microphone, state their name, and be allowed to speak for 3 minutes. There will be no other public comment or talking allowed while the individual giving public comment is speaking. Public comment will only be allowed during the period allowed as indicated by the agenda. Currently on the agenda, public comment is going to be at the beginning. We're going to try this on a trial basis to give you the opportunity to make public comment relative to any of the unfinished or new business that's on the agenda, so you have an opportunity to make comments about those proceedings before the board proceeds. Public comment, again, will be during the entire proceedings of the board. That includes the commissioners' reports. So if the board so agrees, I'd like a motion to approve these guidelines.
Okay. Second it.
All in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, with that, we will begin public comment. Somebody like to have public comment, please step forward and state your name.
My name's Mike Richmond. I live on West 8th Street. I was going down Greenwood this morning and almost got smacked on the hood of my truck. These two trees are in front of 2061 Greenwood. They're dead. They're on county property. I told Commissioner Henry he will call the road commission tomorrow and have it taken care of. But there are pieces like this that's fallen and dismissed other cars. And I'd like to see it taken care of before it kills somebody. Somebody will come down through there and they'll bounce off their hood or windshield and they'll run into a tree or something else down there.
Thank you. Brenda, you have public comment?
Yep. Hi, my name is Brenda Eimer, and I'd like to say what a wonderful parade we had and nice fireworks. They were really good, weren't they? Yeah. And now I would just like to give Ethel from the last meeting. I just want to give her my salary for the Board of Education and all the meetings that I have that I go to that I do not get paid for. And I would just like to hand out a few of them on here so people can see that I do not get extra money for going to extra meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Rick?
My name is Rick Durfee. A lot of you know me, maybe some of you don't. I lived here most of my life. I'm running for county commissioner against Mr. Hendard here. And I'm 55 years old. I've got 3 kids and 1 wife. That's a handful there. But I'm going to offer positive change. My background, I grew up in Mills Township. I raised my kids in Richland Township, where I still reside. I have a successful business out on M55 and Sage Lake Road. I know a little bit about finances. Retired from the Ogama County Sheriff's Department as lieutenant February 1st, 2001. I served the county as a police officer for over 15 years. During that 15 years, I was the undersheriff and for 3 years. Part of my duties were to prepare budgets, such as the Sheriff's Department budget, the Road Patrol budget, the jail budget, the 911 dispatch budget. At that time, it was still in the Sheriff's Department. My duties were also to negotiate union contracts on the supervisor's behalf when I was under sheriff. I also negotiated contracts when I was a deputy on behalf of the union. The community's been good to me. It's been good to my family. I get a retirement through the county. We make a good living off to the store. If I'm elected, the first positive thing I'm going to do, I'm in a position to do it, and it's just to give back to the community. But I would start a fund, scholarship fund for graduating kids in Mills Township, Logan Township, and Richland Township, and I would donate my salary back. That would be the minimum salary. Would be comprised of a board, probably somebody from the township, or each one of the boards that District 5 is. And I would also bring positive change, cut down on the wasteful spending. I feel there's been wasteful spending up there. And new energy, new ideas. And Pete and I race is August 7th. It's in the primary. So would appreciate everybody to go out and vote, whether it be for Pete or for myself. Hopefully for me, but go out and exercise your right and vote. And I appreciate everybody letting me come up here and talk. And that's the end of the public comment. No questions, right?
If you're willing to stay after the meeting, I think you do that.
I've got another meeting. I was actually glad to see that the comment was first, so I hope nobody takes offense if I leave so I can get to the other one.
I will.
So, that don't surprise me.
Thank you, Rick. Any other public comment? Dan?
My name's Dan Darling. I really have a problem putting a public comment at the front of the meeting. I think it should be at the end of the meeting so we can comment on what was discussed during the meeting. And really, you've tried this before, and you had it at the beginning and at the end at one time, but only one public comment at the very beginning, and then you go ahead and discuss the monthly business, and then we can't comment again. I think that's wrong.
Thank you.
Good for you.
Any other public comment?
Yes.
Yes.
I've been told I did not go to the fireworks because my dog's scared of loud noises and things, so I did not attend. I stayed home with her. But I was told that the grass was not mowed at Newman Park at all for the fireworks. I thought that would have been real important for the people in our community and for, the people out from out of town there that were attending. Just wondered why.
Well, whoever told you that, you're going to come up here and look before they even said anything about it. Because that thing was cut. Everything was cut before the fireworks. So.
Okay. Public comment?
Yeah. I'm not good at public speaking. My name is Helen Maritat, and no, it wasn't.
I know it was cut, so.
No, it wasn't.
Well, if you say so.
Either it was or it wasn't.
It wasn't.
Is this for questions too, or just comments?
Just public comment.
Okay.
We will look into the area that's in question to show that's township property.
But it was supposed to be mowed because I was there and they went out with the mowers. And in fact, they graded that out down in there for the fireworks to plant the fireworks down in there with that sand. We put the sand and stuff down in there. But we did cut it. Let's
I got a couple minutes left. It might have been mowed like right down there in the park, but the park entrance where you go in, where everybody's parking along the sides, it was not mowed.
You mean in back of the chamber?
No. When you drive into the park, the park opening,
The main entrance.
that whole area there, that's all cleaned out, where everybody was parking, it was not mowed.
What you say?
Okay. Thank you. We're going to move on. Any other public comment? There's no other public comment. We're going to move on with our meeting. Treasurer's report.
Okay, last month's balance was $1,177,111.61. Receipts for the month, $163,958.26. Disbursements, $7,719.47, leaving a new balance of $1,333,350.40.
Do I have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Everybody had an opportunity to review the bills of last month, and so I need a motion to approve the payment of the bills.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Clerk's report.
Okay, the only thing I have to report is the ballots are in for the August 7th primary, and if anyone needs a absentee ballot, come into the township and fill out an application to get one. That's all I have to report.
Thank you. Supervisory report. Just have a couple things. One, Mills Township conducts a yearly budget hearing. It does not have an annual meeting. It's not required to have an annual meeting. It has not had an annual meeting in several years. The public hearing that was scheduled on the 30th of June of 2012 was only because of conflicting schedules, not because it was the last day of the month. Water sampling for the beach waters of both Skidway Lake and Elbow Lake beaches has begun again this year. The waters are tested for E. coli, and results can be found at www.deq.state.michigan.us/beach/. If anybody would like that website after the meeting, I'd be more than happy to provide it for you. And that is the only thing I have for my supervisor's report. So fire report.
Hey everyone. For the month of June, we had a total of 7 occurrences. 3 assist the consumers' energy down power lines, 1 structure fire, 2 wildland fires, 1 mutual aid to West Branch. Pretty slow month. We like that. Any questions concerning fire department? Yes, ma'am.
Yes. How did you make out with putting the signs on the river?
We're going to go ahead and move forward on that, but the individual that does not want that on his property, we're just going to bypass that, and that's not a big deal. It's not. But I've heard a lot of positive input from individuals over there on the other side. But we are moving forward. It kind of put us behind a little bit, but we are going to go ahead a little. Any other questions? Any questions from the board?
Well, thank you. Thank you. There's no ordinance officer report this evening. Steve is not available. Commissioner's report. Commissioner Hennard, you're going to be providing the report.
Yes. John West has left some information back regarding 911 facts. I suggest you grab a copy of that and go over it.
Excuse me, if I may point out that Carol Adair is here from 911, and the commissioners are willing to stay after the meeting to answer any questions that anyone has in reference to that. So with that, go ahead, please.
Okay, this month's report is 3 pages. I'm going to go through it as quickly as possible. I didn't make copies. There's a lot of spelling errors and typos here. These are my notes. I know what they say, but you might not. I'll get through this here. I've been a representative for Mills, Richland Township, and the Village of Prescott 7.5 years as your county commissioner. I will provide you with the committees that I've served on and some of the things that we've implemented. 7.5 years in office, 5 elections. This is the 5th election that I'm running for 7.5 years of work. So it's a lot of work to be a county commissioner, and I really enjoy it. I serve on the NEMSCA board, Northeast Michigan Community Service Agency. It's 13 counties wide. It's a community action agency. It's a nonprofit organization. It has 33 board members, and just to give you an idea, when I played college football, our coach always preached to us. He says, there's only 2 things you can control in life, your effort, your attitude. After that, you don't have a lot of control, but if you control those 2 things, you do a good job, you'll go places. The NEMSCA board is 33 members, 11 county commissioners, 11 consumers, and 11 community members. Those folks have elected me to be treasurer of the board and also chair the audit and finance committee. Recently, the last year, we have purchased an administration building. For the first time, NEMSCA has taken a step towards purchasing instead of leasing. After we purchased this building for about 9 years, 9 years worth of leasing will pay for this building, and I'm sure NEMSCA's been around since 1964, since Lyndon Johnson announced the war on poverty. I'm a member of the Michigan Works Region 7B Consortium. That's 6 counties, including Ogama, Iosco, Aranac, Roscommon, Clare, and Gladwin. There's 1 commissioner from each county is appointed to serve on that board. That board has elected me to chair that board as well. In the past 7.5 years, Michigan Works has moved its Ogama headquarters from downstairs in the health department to out on the business loop where Bellacino's used to be. It's a better place. Our lease is less per square foot, more money overall because it's a larger building. This year, more services will be handled in-house. These services used to be contracted with NEMSCA, ISD, Mid-Michigan Community College, other contractors. This year, we are taking those contractors and hiring our own employees. We will save tens of thousands. Region 7B is becoming an employment services leader for Michigan. Therefore, we're bringing much more monies into the area. We've gotten 2 $250,000 grants recently. We are pursuing another $2 million to train people in this area in the 6 counties. This year, Michigan Works will house the EDC. It used to be with MSU Extension, and now it will be with Michigan Works. It seems to be a better fit. To me, I think MSU Extension, I think trees, goats, pigs, cows, things like that. I think Michigan Works, I think providing services to employees and employers, and I think that we'll find out that we'll have possibly a better program there, although MSU Extension did do a great job for us for many years, and we do appreciate that. Since I became a board member, we've spent about $6 million a year between the 6 counties. Board members never got to see where the money went or a copy of the checks. As soon as I got on there and I realized that this is one of the only boards that you don't see monthly checks, now every board member gets monthly printout of the checks. You can circle any of them, and when you get to the meeting next month, they'll be sitting in front of you so you can go through them. Commission on Aging, this is my favorite committee. I chair this with 3 commissioners from Ogama County. John West is also a board member. I've chaired 6 out of 7 years. As you know, it was hard for me to do, but we built a senior center. It's centrally located in Ogama County. The place is awesome. It's 12,000 square feet. I think that we have the best best senior programs we've ever had. Services are being consistent countywide, meaning the same services that you get on the outside. If you live on County Line Road off of 55, it's the same services you get if you live in downtown West Branch. We are making this county-wide. Everybody's services are the same. We now have 2 hot food trucks. This is something that has been in the past. Now when the meals come to the house, they are served at required state temperature. We have adult daycare center now. This is a service that is new to the county. Parties and trips all the time. Herb can probably tell you about that later. Daily activities. Seniors are traveling from other counties to visit our site. Last time I went to the senior lunch, I sat across from folks from Bentley that were there to check out our building. The building has a 15-year note. When my 4-year-old son graduates high school, that building will be paid off. You know how fast that goes. When my 4-year-old son graduates, that building will be paid off. We have geothermal heating and cooling system. We have the best senior center around. I would compare it to any county around. Roads and Bridges Committee, there's 3 members of the county board responsible for setting wages, salaries, and benefits for county road commissioners. Responsible for other macro management decisions regarding road commissions, such as handling funds, and also making decisions regarding whether road commissions are elected or appointed. I attend periodic meetings of the road commission, and for this area, I lobbied very hard for the all-season project, Greenwood Road from St. Vincent's to Prescott. You can ask the road commissioners; they will tell you that I lobbied hard for that. I am not a road commissioner. I do understand every one of you have a pothole in your road. I represent a lot of people as a county commissioner. You expect services of me. I understand that. I do want to make sure you get your due process. I'm on the Personnel Committee. That's 3 members of the county board. We meet monthly with department heads at 8:30, half hour before before we meet, before county building opens. We typically break bread once a month, and the county does not pay for those, usually a donut and orange juice. We take turns bringing those in, and we talk about what's hot, what's not, maybe a county issue, maybe a world issue, maybe a Michigan issue, but we talk about whatever that we feel sometimes very useful. Insurance committee, 3 members of the county board. Mr. West chairs that. This committee meets monthly with Kevin Elliott from Diebold Insurance. He's our agent of record. In the insurance committee, the best way I can describe it is we try to hold our ground as far as cost, but not dilute the product too much with increased deductibles, increased copays. Monthly, we talk about health insurance, vehicle insurance, building insurance, liability, workers' comp. I'm a member of the negotiation committee. Once again, Mr. West chairs that. This committee is responsible for negotiating 5 union contracts anytime they're up for renewal, or if there's a grievance filed with any union. We're currently working on 5 contracts that are set to renew October 1st, 2012. The five contracts are with the police, Teamsters Union, dispatchers, steelworkers, court personnel, which is also a Teamsters Union, and the POAM. In the 3-year period, there will be approximately $11 million in payroll with benefits and salaries and matching taxes from the county. $11 million in payroll approximately with these contracts. This year we hired a professional to help us negotiate these contracts. The cost of that was $19,600. This is a fixed flat rate regardless if we go to mediation, arbitration, fact finding, or regardless of how many hours or trips that he will travel to the county. His name is Mr. Brusco. He has a BA in economics from Michigan State. He's also a retired mediator of 27 years. Since retirement, he's worked in many public entities such as Aranet County Road Commission, Bay City, City of Frankenmuth, Gladden County, Alpena Schools, Alcona Schools, Ogama County Road Commission, Carleton Schools, Mid-Michigan Community College, Northeastern Manufacturing, and more. The reason I tell you this is it's been rumored that a person in this community doesn't agree, or several people in this community doesn't agree that we've moved in that direction to hire this individual. $20,000 versus $11 million. I will tell you that he is our quarterback of our team, of our negotiation team. The reason we hired this guy is to stretch your dollar bill further in that building. Okay, that's the reason why we did it. I have a BA in management from Northern University. Not one class in a management degree do you take negotiations. I'm on the Michigan Manufactured Housing Commission. This is I'm appointed by the governor and approved by the Senate. I'm currently serving a 2nd term. We meet 6 times a year. It's an 11-member board. I'm the only member. I'm the member of the board that is elected. That is an elected position seat, and we are responsible for approving and not approving installer, servicer, retail licenses of manufactured homes, imposing penalties, and moving on. 4 more notes. These are other notes that you should know that we have done. County commissioners have not had a pay increase in 10 years. Okay? As a matter of fact, we've cut our health insurance and cut our travel. Not that, it's just the way we've done it. When it comes to negotiating with unions, and we talk about cutting health insurance because that's just what we've had to do. I always say start with me. I will not take any insurance that I wouldn't take anything that you should, whatever, we're in it together, start with me. We built the county jail. When I ran for office, I told you I was going to do that. I ran on that. That was one of my platforms. As a team, we got that done. In the past, this has, for over 20 years, been an issue with the county. We used to have a 26-bed facility. When we built our jail, we were averaging about 70 inmates. This year, commissioners in the past could never agree on financing, location, need, things like that. We come together as a team, got that done. Our inmate housing issue is solved. We are not bleeding out. The addition that was put on the Roscommon County Jail, you can call that the Ogama County addition because We funneled millions of dollars to Roscommon County. I don't know the exact figure, but it's over $1 million, and it was lots of years. This year, our revenue for the jail will clear $400,000 and approach $500,000. That will pay the mortgage on the jail this year. I brought forth and implemented the idea of advertising on transit buses. This continues to bring in $9,000 a year. That one idea alone is more than I got paid last year in cash. My salary last year was $7,900. And the advertising of transit continues to be a viable resource for the transit, and seems to be the public sector is using it quite a bit for advertising. Last thing, Ogama County is self-funded. This means this is a very fundamental part of our portfolio. When I say we're self-funded, that means, like us as the county, half of the money we get comes from property taxes. We know what we're going to get. The other half of the money, it's about 45, 55, it varies. About half the money we get, half the money we have to go get, provide services, issue citations, building permits, marriage licenses, passports, file deeds, things like that. When I say we're self-funded, like townships, they don't provide services that they sell fees for. There may be some, but they rely heavily on taxes. So if there's a big group of people that don't pay their taxes in the county fronts that money, and so the townships can operate. What used to have to be in the previous administration is that they would borrow that money from the bank, give it to the townships, pay interest on it until they receive the money to pay the bank back. Now we're self-funded. We have a fund that almost has $3 million in it. It's a revolving fund that we use to forward that money. With that account, because we're self-funded, we have a better bond rating. We are able to bond for the jail. That's why we didn't have to ask you for a millage to build the jail. We did that because we were able to because of our bond rating. Okay, and also with the interest from the from that account, we have put on a roof on the county building. We put air conditioners and furnaces in the county building. This year we're going to put a metal roof on the annex building, and we've paved the driveway and done other projects with the interest. Okay, this is just a policy change that has provided major improvements to the infrastructure over there, and we continue to do things like that. And I'm all done, and I can't take questions, Dan, but I'll be hanging out. I thank you for your time. It's a good one.
Write it down, don't forget it.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Henry, for that report. We'll move on to unfinished business. The Skidway Lake Special Assessment. Skidway Lake Special Assessment project that's been in the works for going on 3 years now, believe it or not. But I have prepared here, dear officials, this is to certify that I, Lloyd F. Saunders, a supervisor and assessing officer of Mills Township, Ogama County, Michigan, being the person have charge of the assessment role of the said township, have checked the attached petition for the Skidway Lake Aquatic Weed Control. I do hereby certify that the said petition have been signed by the record owners of 54.71% of the total frontage within the boundaries as described upon the petition. I further certify that the total within the district equals 3,189.53 linear feet. The total signed for by the record owners within the proposed district equals 1,745.0 linear feet. I do hereby certify that the assessment roll and all the assessment records have been verified with the records of the Register of Deed and the Equalization Department for Ogama County. As to the record owners of all the properties within the Township of Mills, within the area set forth of said petition on the day of the filing of the petition. Secondly, everybody have the other pages in front of you. For the public, on the top of its Public Act 188 of 1954 proceedings. These special assessment districts are very meticulous. They require a lot of legality and scrutinization. I also report that the petitions have been filed with him for the aquatic weed control on Skidway Lake under the authority of the Michigan Public Act 188 of 1954 as amended. The supervisor and the clerk next report that we have checked the signatures on all the petitions. The record owners of land within the township contained within the district described above and have prepared and filed reports set forth for the percentage of record owners of the lands by footage within the district who signed the petitions with amounts to not less than 54.71%. The individuals who live without or outside the boundaries of our district, we are unable to verify them as registered voters. However, we can verify them by the equalization registered deed that they are legal property owners. So therefore, we need a motion that the petitions be received by the township board and the report pertaining to thereof be filed as part of the minutes of this meeting. I need a motion and support of that.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Savings Lake Services report was received showing the improvements, the location thereof, and the estimate of the cost of the same. These plans and estimates were then presented to the board for their consideration. The total estimate of the cost, the amount of $9,000 per year. And I need a motion in support ordering that the plans and the estimates be filed with the township clerk for public examination.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Let me back up. I didn't. In the first motion, I apologize. I needed.
Okay.
Yeah, we have motion support. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, so the first one. So on the second one, we have a motion and support. And all in favor? Aye. Opposed? That portion is. Therefore, and I need another motion to adopt the following resolution. So let me read the resolution first. Be it hereby resolved that the Township Board does hereby tentatively declare its intent to the aquatic weed control within the following described area, Skidway Lake, by the attached petition, which I've provided you a copy of the petition with the language and so on in reference to this special assessment. Together with the necessary structures and other work incidental thereto are all within the proposed district in accordance within the petitions of the property owners therefore. Be it further resolved that the Township Board does tentatively designate the special assessment district within which the cost of the improvements is to be assessed as the Skidway Lake Aquatic Weed Control Number 1, which shall include the lands and premises more particularly described above. Be further resolved that a hearing on any objections to the petitions to the improvement, the estimates of cost, and to the special assessment district proposed be established for the assessment of the cost of such improvement shall be held on August 14th, 2012 at 2441 Greenwood Road, Prescott, Michigan, commencing at 6:30 p.m. Be it further resolved that the clerk is instructed to give proper notification of such hearing by mailing and publication in accordance with the law and the statute provided. Be it further resolved that all resolutions and parts of resolutions insofar as they conflict with the provisions of this resolution be the same and hereby rescinded. So I need a motion and a support and then a roll call to adopt this resolution.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Height,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
yes. Motion carried.
That public hearing is a half hour prior to our regular scheduled meeting on August 14th. And this only affects the property owners that are on Skidway Lake. It doesn't affect anybody else in reference to any additional taxation. It's just the property owners who have property that borders Skidway Lake. Part of the petition exempts the township's boardwalk area. That was part of the condition for the board to move forward. which is a little over a quarter of a mile. The area where the beach is at is included with the township. It's 230 linear feet as part of that special assessment district. However, it was not included as part of the makeup of the 54%. Wasn't included as far as authorization to obtain the 51% needed. So that being said, we will have that public hearing again August 14th. That's all that for that. New business. The thing we have on new business is Crime Stoppers. The agreement between Ogama County Crime Stoppers, Inc. and the Township of Mills. This agreement between Ogama County Crime Stoppers, hereinafter referred to as Crime Stoppers, and the Township of Mills, hereinafter referred as the Township. In consideration for annual payment amount of $750, the Township will become a contributor of the Crime Stoppers organization. Crime Stoppers will provide said Township with a monthly report and newsletter outlining the target felony crimes in the county, and will provide the board with additional information as it becomes available, and supply the board with information and other promotional items for use in the township. Crime Stoppers also agree to publish such target crimes in the area news media to the extent of the budget of Crime Stoppers will allow. All the money will be utilized for the operational cost of Crime Stoppers and payment persons for information. Board members and officers of Crime Stoppers will receive no compensation for their service on the Crime Stoppers board. This agreement will be for 1 year and may be renewed by the parties at the end of the term. So does the board have any questions? This is something we typically have supported in the past. If there are no questions, I need a motion to agree to the agreement as read.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Moore,
Yes.
Emerson,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Knight,
Yes.
yes, motion carried.
Does the board have anything else it would like to add or discuss? If not, need a motion to adjourn. We have a motion to support.
Yes.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.